All right. I'm doing this a different way, so I won't be able to see your comments. So I'm gonna make sure we get the shirt in, facing right ways. Yeah, Gaza shirt from House of Frank. They got great stuff over there. Check those guys out. I'm gonna flip this around so I can see what I'm doing and see what I look like. So give me a second, guys. All right. We're back. Yeah, sorry for the background or the backwards picture, but that's all I can do here. So bear with me. I am losing my voice. I work in a Mexican restaurant, and yesterday was 420, and I got to work in the kitchen, so some yelling was done. So bear with me. So this is part two of a casual ramble through my life in subculture. I know a lot of guys have had questions, over the while about who the hell I am and how I got here and what this American guy is doing, as part of the football casual scene or whatever, wherever it may be. So, yeah. So anyway, last time I talked to you guys, I kind of gave you the rundown of what I had, kind of how I had ended up here between, getting into punk rock as a kid, finding the ska and skinhead scene, and then by that, the mod scene, and back and forth, over the years until landing somewhere in a mod casual thing for about the last, I don't know, 10 or 15 years, give or take, early 2000s for sure. Again, probably almost 20 years now. But I talked about a lot of friends of mine from back then, like Mod Dave, Skinhead Dave, and a bunch of other people. Those are people, and again, I say this I forget who my audience is sometimes, but those are people who are also part of the scene here in the States, in Baltimore especially, obviously where I'm from. But again, they're also, you guys know Mod Dave as Vulcan House on here now. And again, Eddie McIntosh, my buddy, Bruto Boy. And I'm going to talk about Andy Summers, my friend from Newcastle. He's at a wee northerner on here today. So again, I'm kind of wearing the Gaza shirt for a reason. It was I sort of touched on how I landed at Newcastle United being the team I was going to follow and how that kind of became a thing. But along with that, oh hey, Penhauser's in the house, guys. Check out Penhauser bags. He's got really great retro backpack bags and that sort of thing. Great dude. Check him out. Hey, Blue Tansy Danzy, what's up? So Newcastle. It's funny. So again, we were always into the music and Brit pop and everything, and if you will, and again, the Smiths, New Order, Joy Division, Inspiral Cards, all that stuff, was all part of what we were listening to and doing, with a bunch of us. And one of our friends who I met later, who was a part of that, was Andy. Now, Andy was actually from Newcastle, which I found out later. That's how we got together, was that I had a Newcastle shirt on. He walked by and we started talking about it. Next thing I know, he knows everybody else. But the reason I bring in the music is because I used to host a Smiths Morrissey karaoke night for about, almost 10 years. I did that. And I got interviewed by somebody about why there was such a big enclave of Morrissey fans in Baltimore, because at the time there was. And we had at the time I made a link between the same kind of cities that they are, being working class cities, that aren't what they used to be, if you will, have kind of gotten the short stick sometimes. And, like the humdrum doesn't just stop in Manchester, So that being said, Newcastle was much the same way, especially when I got to go over there. It reminded me a lot of Baltimore, and I realized why Andy was so drawn to Baltimore at the time and how that all kind of came together. But Andy was a big part, again, of the football side, I guess, of me really getting heavy into football, getting into the history of the game and the team. I first heard stories about Super Mac, and those guys from Andy, because he saw him when he was a kid, and of course Gaza and Shearer, and I mean again Shearer and those guys I saw play. Gaza I knew of, but I never saw him play at Newcastle. But again, he was always a name in the whole thing. So so football was a big thing. And again, when I first got into it, it was more of a skinhead thing for me. Was that because that's what skinheads did, was follow football. So, and again, I know it sounds dumb, but for a 14-year-old kid, in Baltimore, that's what it boiled down to, like there's no two ways about it. So again, please bear with my voice here and whatever, I'm drinking Mountain Dew, don't give me shit. So anyway, but that's how we all got together to find the couple of people who were involved. Because a lot of guys will ask me, like what's the scene like over there, And this will probably be more important to anybody who gives a shit about what I'm talking about. This is kind of what I wanted to get to. Again, sorry for the ramble. The American scene obviously is nothing like the British scene. It never will be. But I can tell you there's varying degrees of understanding per se, and let's say commitment, and just actually being a part of it. I know Dave's relayed some stories to me. LA thinks they have a scene. Dave is the scene, I mean, guys try, and it's and again, here in Baltimore, not unlike my own path, because a lot of the looks all transfer. I mean, everybody wears a Fred Perry shirt, from mod, skinhead, even punk rock guys, all the way up and still through the casual scene, and that sort of thing. So, we always kind of had a smart look, regardless of what we were kind of doing, whether we were really vocally a part of anything, or even, trying to be. We always had a look, and the look always skewed to what can be considered now casual, or what is considered casual. For us, it was a new thing, and again, because of how we all had the same nature of the thing. I mean, I think we understand the peacock aspect of it, and you want that one-upsmanship, and it's a hell of a lot easier to do that when there's only 4 other guys in your city who know what the hell you have on, and it's better than their gear, So, as hard as it was for us to get the gear, the fact that we had the gear made each of us every other week the top boy, because, we had that thing that no one could get, So again, it made, that was always the fun of the whole thing. And it still is the fun of it for me. I mean, my style, a lot of you, or some of you are definitely on here who know me for 10, 20, whatever years, my style's changed a lot, and back and forth and up and out, and that's where I really do enjoy, especially the modern scene, as far as what anybody who wants to consider, football fashion or casual football casual fashion, from the hyperdelic, thing that came up, which I watched happen, with the guys at Proper, and, catching on Casual Connoisseur early on, those guys really kind of moving, to me, moving the look, away from the hard sportswear, and more into that, again, hyperdelic, outdoors kind of thing, which again, which also is funny too, because I see it now in at least in Baltimore, in the hardcore scene, a lot of hardcore kids are wearing a lot of the same gear, not for the same reason. I'll see guys in polo pullover, anoraks and whatnot, and great mountain parkas and shit, all because it's part of their gig, but it's all a fluid, fashion thing, So I think for me, the reason I continue and got into what's considered the, football casual, or whatever the hell you want to fucking call it, is because of the evolution aspect of it. Mod is stuck in being mod. You got to buy your suit the way you got to buy your suit. You got to have your buttons, your side vents, your this, that. Oh, it's fucking shit. Skinhead too, for lack of anything. I'm sorry, guys. I love you all to death, but it's a uniform. The uniform is there. Where I think where football casual allows you to spread, and make your way. You can wear pink, for fuck's sake. And I mean, obviously it's always been on the forefront, I think, of, fashion. So again, I didn't write an outline for this time. I meant to, but with working yesterday and getting up late today, I kind of didn't have time. But I hope this is answering. I hope this is making sense for some people, for anybody. And I will maybe edit this when I put it up on my page or not. But so yeah. So again, so we were so. I mentioned books a bunch before, about punk stuff and that sort of thing. But at the time, like I said, Google and stuff wasn't the thing, I mean, like we had when we were doing message boards, you know what I mean? And the whole thing. So we really had to, so the Casuals book here, hang on, stay with me. Yeah. You guys know this one. When did this come out? Where is it? 2003. So yeah, this was that's when I got this. 2003 is when we started catching on to what this whole thing was about, And this was a changer for us for at least for me and my friends. I think Chase got it first, passed it on to Dave, then Dave gave it right to me. And I think within 3 weeks, of each of us finishing the book, there was a new idea in town as far as we were concerned, and so yeah, so it was stuff like this that gave us the idea, that got us, kind of moving on the thing. And then, it was early days, I guess, of the internet kind of deal. It wasn't social media like it was, so we were on message boards with, we're probably the only American guys in these message boards, back and forth with, different guys in like actual hooligan firms and whatnot, which was funny. But yeah, so again, but then through all this, you start to meet people and you start to understand, more what this thing is. And, all of us have this same eye and this same idea, and we get to, no, trash that line of thought. Okay, hang tight. This thing of ours. Oh, hey, Fleece Appreciation. How you guys doing? Good to see you. Anyway, I'm not sure who's still on here because you guys have been on for a minute. So have I. But again, to recap, just never mind. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to repost this one. I actually lost complete track of what I was even telling you guys just now, and I do apologize for that. This has kind of gone to shit. But yeah, so again, we were always my point is we were always in the fashion aspect and the music thing. Football came along with it, and we just kind of fell into it. And it's funny that, it's just funny how all of these things, and in your comments and replies from last time, it seems like a lot of people, at least on this side, had a very, hey man, what's up? Ryan over Everyday Garments, how are you, brother? Yeah, and so again, like I said, we got this book and we started to look at what this thing was, and you start to see guys dressed, for us, like that wasn't something we saw every day, around here, but this is what got us. That's what gave us the idea, Silently judging. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Everyone's judging. It's all right. So anyway, so from there, and like I said, for us, it was the extension of mod in our heads, with if you go talking about Acid House and the whole thing, that was basically New Northern Soul as far as we were concerned. You know what I mean? In the line of things, and it just all worked, and especially at the time too, there was a lot of different things happening here in the States, fashion wise, in the alternative scene, that again, still that kind of created this weird, homogenous thing, where it was all alternative still, you know what I mean? So anyway, I talk about, but then even this was still, was still outdated by the time it came out, just by the way it was, So, but again, books like that and books like Spirit 69 and Skinhead Nation, by George Marshall, and the photo books by Gavin Watson, and the mod, that mod photo book, also, all that stuff was very important in getting in globalizing and making these scenes, you know, these ideas available to especially us here in the States and obviously all over Europe and the whole. Well, I mean, Europe more so, it traveled organically because of football. We didn't have it happen that way here, so we all kind of find our own pockets and kind of do it, that way, you know. But it's been a hell of a ride. I mean, I've been able to, just because of, you know, what we're all into, a lot of us have been able to make something of this. You know what I mean? I'm not saying I do anything with this, but this Instagram thing's kind of neat, and I get to talk to a lot of guys who I respect, you know, and admire in this thing, you know, and we get to talk about what this all means to us, you know. Again, I mentioned Ryan from Everyday Garments, Mike over at a guy called Minty. I talked to Tom and Dan from Casual Connoisseur, you know, Neil and everybody over at Hycrodelic and Proper, you know. I get to be in touch with these people now. I mean, like, we're all part of this thing of ours, you know, which is always the little wink. Oh, hang on, Garage Band. Influence from punk days that led you into space rock and into things as well. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I'm sorry. So Garage Band, you're asking. Oh, I'm sorry. No, I carry a knife. Was it the mix of acid house and garage band influence from the punk days that led you into the space rock end of things as well? Yeah, 100%. You know, a lot of that. I mean, had you told me at 16 I'd be sitting here in my house making acid house mixes, you know, I would have laughed you out of the way, you know, because there was no way I was going to listen to dance house music. Are you out of your fucking mind? You know, but then as you start to open yourself to different things, you know, and also you get older. I mean, you know, I was 14 when I found the Ramones. I'm 38 years old now, so yeah, your tastes are going to change. But a lot of that, I mean, really, but very much to your point, you know, like, it really did end up there. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of this stuff, you do, again, you find it, at least for me, I found it much, you know, very organically. You know, it all kind of led into the next thing, but then also circles back to the last thing. You know, I mean, again, I talk a lot about the mod casual connection, you know, and again, punk rock. Because no one leaves the house with a 4-foot-high mohawk not wanting to get noticed, you know. So all of it is it's a peacock game for everybody, you know. And it's just a matter of what color your hat, shirt, or oh yeah, okay, Penhauser, Bud, yeah, I was in a garage band, you know, 60s freak beat, whatever garage band, called the Idle Gossip, and then after that, we called ourselves the Get Smart with a couple different members. But yeah, we have original stuff. It's on. It is available on Spotify. The Idle Gossip, IDLE Gossip, and original stuff is what you'll find on there. I think there's 2 covers on those 7 inches that are available on Spotify. So yeah, but we covered stuff. We covered the Kinks. We covered the Who. We covered the 13th Floor Elevators. We covered the Plimsolls. We covered. We did Rocks Off. Actually, one of the last shows the Get Smart ever did. We covered that. I had jingle sticks and everything. That was fun. Got to play my little thing for a day. But yeah, and again, the original stuff was again, you know, that 60s garage kind of sound, you know, and that sort of deal. But at the same time, you know, like I said, with that stuff too, you know, I got into those. A lot of the covers we did were songs I was listening to when I was a kid, not realizing that it was going to be the foundation, you know, of what I call modern garage, you know. So just how all that stuff, you know, all got to this. It's basically just a layer upon layer of how I ended up, you know, listening to and doing and wearing what I do. But again, to me, it's just the evolution of what I was doing when I was, you know, 14, you know. And actually, Penhauser, if you're still here, bud, if you care, I might have a couple actual physical 7 inches still of the band. I could send your way if you want to check him out. But yeah, listen, I guess that's where I'm going to stop today. We've been here for 20 minutes already. I kind of really babbled through this. I do apologize. It's been a couple of days, but next time I'm going to possibly try to pre-record this and put it up as a watchable thing here, as well as on my YouTube channel, which is also a Casual Rambler, same as my handle on here. Listen, I appreciate everyone who came on today. Everyone who, oh, dude, awesome. Let's do it. I just got to find the box, but I know I've got him here somewhere. Yeah, we'll talk. But listen, I want to thank you guys all again for coming and doing this. Like I said, next time it might be the last episode of this version. And then I might just go into shit I want to talk about, again, related to what we're doing, companies. I want to start doing a couple company profiles with some guys like my pal, Penhauser Bags here. My buddy is at, again, Everyday Garments, Hikerdelic and those guys. A guy called Minty, I want to talk to you as well. So hopefully I'll be able to get kind of start moving on this thing, maybe do some pre-record stuff that makes some more sense. But thank you all for coming out and checking me out on this thing. I'm going to be back again next week, same time in the afternoon here, in the evening for my UK friends, or in the morning for my West Coast friends. I might even have a guest on next week. It depends who's off of work, but I might have another friend of mine who's also very much involved, at least himself with this fashion and music thing. So everyone, please have a great day. If you're in Baltimore, stay dry. Otherwise, I've thought about doing a DJ stream. Oh yeah, I haven't talked anything about my DJing, which we will do that next week. Will be Gilbert the DJ, and that actually does speak a lot to a lot of this as well, because I did a soul night, did a mod night, did a garage night, did a house night. So yeah, that'll be fun. Let's do that. And yeah, I'm gonna try to figure out maybe how to get some music in this thing as well. All right, everybody, you guys have a good one. Thank you so much for coming out. I will see you all next week, and be safe. Bye.